Oh, what is going on YouTube? Tyler here, co-host Trevor, False Neutral Media. We had a week break from racing and straight into Birmingham.
Right into Birmingham.
And it was good.
Right in there.
Sand section was absolutely gnarly. Qualifying, Max Ansey broke his tib. He's out.
Dude. Brutal. A brutal ending to the season for Max Ansey. And also, I'm just going to state this before we talk about any more injuries. Boys, if you're tearing your AC joint, separating your AC joint, busting your ACL in your knee, hey, come back next season. I'm sick of watching these dudes go, yeah, I broke my back yesterday out here for qualifying. And it's like, we got to take care of these riders. But anyways, Max Ansey out with the tib break. Rough.
Yeah. And then
him and Tomac.
Yeah. And what was it in another qualifying with the 450s? Right on the start, Jay Hill, went down. He came up, I think he either came up short or overshot the first jump right out of the corner and went down pretty good. And Malcolm Stewart clipping his bike going down, slamming on that dirt. And it was unforgiving track dirt. But he was hurting, on and off throughout the night. It looks like it didn't show, but I wonder if he didn't have that spill in qualifying in the 450 for the final round of Triple Crown for this season.
Triple Crown.
I think he probably Malcolm would have done a lot better. But man, that sucked to see, but he did great. But yeah, let's get into it. The first, we'll start with the 450s race 1, 2, and 3, but Hampshire was looking good.
250s 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, did I say 450?
You did, but it's okay. We had a week break, brother.
Yeah,
we're coming back in. We're coming back in and centering it. We're not even going to edit it.
No, we'll leave it. Leave it.
Loosey goosey. Okay. And also, if you go, Trevor, why wouldn't you edit? I don't do the editing, so I don't know what to tell you, brother.
I do.
Boom. 250s, race 1, 2, 3. Let's get into it. Hampshire's looking comfortable on that bike.
Yeah, definitely.
But Hammaker is looking comfortable on that Kawasaki, and Mitch Payton is back there at the rig going, I swear to God, if you don't bring me a podium, I'm going to skin you alive. Everyone is either in surgery right now or recovering from surgery. Yeah. Seth, get out there and make it happen. And he said, aye, Captain. Yes, sir. I'm on it. So he's looking good. Tom Vial.
Dude.
Brother, you better figure out the rhythm sections and you better figure it out quick because that track ate you alive, brother.
Yeah. And he's not, I think this is his, oh God, I don't want to get this wrong, but third or fourth maybe season in Supercross from outdoors.
I want to say it's his second or third.
Okay, yeah. That sounds about right.
Because I want to say he came over last season is like kind of a trial run. And then they were like, hey, get in there.
Yeah, I think you're right. This is his third because the first year he did not as well as he thought, just, the learning base. And then the second year he came out and got the red plate. And now, he's, it looks like he's still figuring it out, but a lot of these guys are outdoor guys and still trying to figure it out. So it's still super cool to see. But no, yeah, there was a lot of good racing in the 250. I want to see my boy Faulkner up there. He had in race 1 got taken out in that. It was a huge pile up in that one of those corners. He was in there. But I think he ended up coming back up into 8th, if I'm not mistaken, in that first one. But rode great. And then race 2, Seth Haymaker comes back in whole shots, takes off, dominating. Thrasher
Yeah.
is looking amazing. Nate is looking
Finally,
amazing.
we're seeing it.
Yeah.
Finally, we're seeing Thrasher up there. I was so happy to see him up there in all 3 races battling. But yeah, that first race, dude, Seth Hammaker came out, slid out in that turn. It was so slick watching 90% of the field slide out completely and have to pick up their bikes. I was like, brutal, dude. Brutal. Their first lap, everybody's going down in that slick turn.
Yeah.
But we saw a lot of good racing, dude. We saw Hampshire picking up the pieces and trying to get back on the top of the box. We saw Hammaker making a really good drive, really giving RJ Hampshire a run for his money and keeping him honest. And so I'm excited to see. You know, we saw Dax Bennett up there, and it was like
he was riding good.
seeing these dudes that we don't normally see up in the front. You know, we don't have McAdoo up there anymore. You know, he's kind of getting his stuff situated. So seeing these guys go for it, hey, RJ, best of luck, brother. You've got Nate Thrasher behind you. You've got Seth Hammaker behind you. You've got Tom Vial behind you, who's rocking the number 1 plate and has something to prove. And like you said, he's more of an MXGP dude. So he's trying to put the pieces together because some of these dudes have 4 or 5 seasons on them, right? And have gotten used to kind of racing in the supercross space. So seeing how they all deal with that, it's going to be an interesting East Coast. But last Triple Crown, Nate Thrasher, consistency. Consistency is the key.
Oh, especially in Supercross, you know, and seeing all that happen for him, just awesome. I'm actually pumped. I want to see Thrasher up there and see if he, you know, I think there's still obviously a lot of time to, with the SMX points, and going into outdoors as well to make up a lot of that. But, no, yeah, 250, race 1, 2, and 3 were absolutely awesome to watch. I think it was a little more entertaining than the 450, but let's get into the 450.
Let's get into the 450s. First off, Jason Anderson.
Dude.
Brother, I apologize.
Oh, rough night.
For what? Brother, I was the meme of the big rip dude looking like this. And it says, just found out what a menstrual cycle is. How could God do this to our women? I felt that for Jason Anderson. I went, how could God do this to our champion? He's
Dude.
the only guy on a green bike for miles,
Right.
and is going ham. And literally at every turn where he could prove his worth, front end gets taken out. And I was like, dude, race 3, he's going to pull it together, right?
Right.
Jump, and you see him go down on the hay bale, and you're like, dude, you know it's bad when even the announcers are like, they should restart the races. Give Jason another shot.
Restart
You know what,
it for
dude?
the team pride.
Put Jason on the track with everybody gone. If he ran a faster lap time than Chase Sexton taking everybody out, he wins.
Dude.
I'm changing the rules of Supercross to whatever I deem fit, you know?
Dude, speaking of Chase taking, you know, riding super aggressive this weekend after a week break, I mean, do you think he could have passed Anderson a little more clean, or was it just like, you know what, dude, I'm still a little pissed off from all the other things. I'm here and I'm riding. I'll take you out either way.
I'd like to think it's because Chase has heard me on this podcast talking about pulling his shit together. And he said, fuck that dumb kid from false neutral. I'm sick of this shit. I'm taking people out. If you're in my way. Now, what I hate is that nobody's talking about Cooper Webb.
Dude.
Still being the fucking consistency guy, being the man,
Yeah.
Instead, it's
Seriously.
Chase. Yeah, dude, Chase would win every race if he would stop crashing. And we saw what happens when he stops crashing.
Yeah.
However, he's still riding. And I love how Ricky is on record going, he's going to need to change up his approach because the way he's riding, it's dangerous. And, you know, if he's going to keep doing that, he's not going to pull it together. Switch it up to this weekend where he goes, he's riding aggressive and he's really out here for this. And I'm so stoked to see him. And I'm like, pick a lane, brother. Is he too aggressive? Is he not aggressive? What's going on? You
Right.
get what I'm saying?
No,
So
yeah,
watching
100%.
watching Chase go through that, and we saw even with AP in the same corner, gives his front wheel a little love tap. And AP's like, well, what'd you say fuck me for, dog? I'm on your team. If
He was
anything,
out
I'll
for
slide.
blood.
Yeah, and it's one of those like, dude, seeing AP. I love how anytime we focus on people in this podcast, Malcolm Stewart, wild card pick. Now he's got podiums like crazy this season,
Yeah.
and he's winning. He's
Yeah.
doing good. You sit there and you're like, oh man, I don't know. I think this guy might give a run for their money. And then we're watching him dominate, and I'm like, this is the twilight zone.
So pumped for Malcolm, even after that crash in qualifying, to be up there still battling, passing some of the top guys. I mean, he's a top guy himself, but it's still it's so cool seeing him still keep that consistency, that hard work, and you know, that flow for this season.
Dude, through the rhythm sections, watching him hit that triple, double out was so clean when you would watch other people do it and they were like, and you're like,
Overshooting or coming up short.
right. But instead, Malcolm's just flowing, dude. He looks so good on that Husky. He's really got it dialed in. So I'm excited to see if Malcolm comes out with some more heaters. But yeah, man, I mean, Chase Sexton. Here's the thing, dude. If people go, Trevor, what's your feelings on Chase Sexton in the 450 class? The man will win if he doesn't get in his own way.
Yeah.
Period.
100%.
We know Jason Anderson's going to fight you for the first 10 laps.
Yeah.
Right? Chase, you know that. You know that your cardio and your consistency can outpace him, but he's wanting dominance. He wants to be like, nobody here can stand up to me. And when he races like that, you're going to get him taking people out because he's going, yeah, stay away from me. I want this win by 45 seconds.
Right.
Because that's what he wants. He wants the Jet Lawrence undefeated. He wants to be the top. He doesn't want anybody to contest it. And I love how the announcers, no contestation. No contesting. He came out and dominated. Cooper Webb won the third race. No one says anything about Cooper. And he's going hard. If you're saying that Cooper Webb has the same speed and pure talent as somebody like Chase Sexton, you're wrong. But what he does have is hard work, drive, hunger, and an anger and a hatred you could only give a sliver to Jason Anderson, right? So it's one of those, like, these guys have something where Chase is going, okay, maybe I need to dig down and find that fire.
Yeah.
The only problem is, don't tarnish your image when you could be out there winning the races by the fact that you're just better.
Yeah.
He's going to be losing these races because these dudes are getting pissed. And we've seen it. Look at how Villapoto talked about his competition. Look at how Dungy talked about his competition. Ricky, when they're done. Yeah, man, looking back on it, I wish I had raced longer because I only raced where it was fuck everybody. Now you have Roxon that's like, yeah, should be a good race. I've never won here before, and goes out and wins. And everyone's like, hey, good job, man.
Yeah.
Back to the drawing board. We don't have that a lot in this sport. So it is that fuck you mentality, especially if you're Chase Sexton and you're getting your hair bleached on its tips and you're seeing tweets from people like me going, pull it together. So that's my opinion on Chase in the 450 class. But other than that, Justin Cooper.
Dude.
Again, putting yourself up there.
And fourth in
Consistent.
points.
Fourth in points. Rare that he's on the podium, but it's that consistency.
Yep.
When everything's swaying with the fact that the marginal gap between the people that are out right now on injury that could have stood the test of time for this season are instead being replaced with these people that are hungry for it. So we're seeing a lot of great racing. But that's my
Yeah.
take on the 450 class as a whole right now. But yeah, like you said, seeing Malcolm's just like, it looks like he's an architect and he's putting it all together.
Yeah,
You know,
he's riding super, super good. I'm excited to see just what he does. I mean, all these riders, I can't wait for outdoors. It's gonna be awesome. I can't even wait to be there. I should be at Paula, Hangtown, hopefully Shugel, maybe something else. But
mhm.
and then the weather right now is getting warm. Yesterday was hot, today is hot. So, and I got Cal Classic coming up, not this weekend, but next weekend, out at Fox Raceway. So I'm excited for that. We just got done racing at Oatfield Raceway here in Northern California for the amateur scene for the Loretta's Southwest area qualifier and round 3 for Road to Mammoth. And it was absolutely awesome racing. Saturday was super cloudy, a little bit of we had a little bit of rain, sun came out too. It was all around. Track was awesome. Sunday it was hot, it was dry, and it was slick and fast paced on the track. Dane Pappas was absolutely destroying in Super Mini and Schoolboy. Nolan Ford was doing awesome this weekend. Alex Campigli doing awesome. Ryder Ellis took a little bit of a spill, trying to pass for the last corner, at the last corner before the finish line, going down. He's kind of got a busted shoulder, so they're going to be working on seeing what's going on with that, because he'll pick up his dog and it'll pop out. So he's been dealing with that. you know, Aiden Steinbrecher was absolutely smashing on his KTM. A lot of these guys, Nate Freehill was an absolute beast. I don't know if you saw some of those clips.
Oh yeah,
Barking.
that Appa whip. Ooh,
Yeah.
wee.
Maddox Timmerman, number 5 on Super Mini 2. Totally the progress that I've seen just from him, all these riders, has just been so sick. So I'm excited to see, and if I missed anyone, I'm excited to see where their career goes, the future for them. But it's so cool hanging out with a lot of these people, a lot of the families out there, and just being at the racetrack and seeing the progress that all these kids are going for and goals that they have for the sport and their love for it too, man. It's going to be sick. I'm pumped.
Speaking about that in the amateur scene, let's talk about one thing before we wrap this all up.
Yeah.
Which is, speaking of Maddox Timmerman, we got Enzo Timmerman, SMX
The
Futures.
dude.
What happened? Let's get into it. Talk about it.
That is right. Totally forgot about SMX Next Futures riders. Dude, yeah, he said that he just wasn't feeling the track. He, in qualifying, wasn't finding his flow. Had a decent start, and I think there was like 4 or 5 different leaders. Gordon went down, got stuck under the bike on the tunnel jump, and he had to get some help, so that was kind of a bummer. There was a couple, I think Timmerman was even right next to him, and there was like 3 or 4 riders that went over at the same time, and he just got pinched off to the left and went down. But dude, yeah, Enzo taking that number 1, super pumped for him. He's taken 2 second places the past 2 SMX Next. So I am definitely pumped. I texted him, I think, that day and congratulated him. He was so pumped just seeing that. So congrats, Enzo. Super pumped for you. Vincent Way was actually racing too. I did not see that till I saw a picture that he posted. And then when we were rewatching some of the highlights while you were playing MX bikes, I saw that he was on there and he actually did not that bad. So
Incredible.
congrats for Nick Way's son, Vincent. But no, yeah, I'm excited to see a lot of these guys coming up, man. It's going to be super good for the sport. Um, and I'll even add one more thing before we're done.
Go ahead.
Deegan's living up to the Deegan name, brother.
Okay, let's get into it. It's the East Coast, but let's get
It's the
into
East
it.
Coast, but he was the talk. His face was all over the East Coast.
Yeah, Nate Thrasher's pissed, dude.
Dude.
He's so mad. He's like, brother, I won the Triple Crown through sheer hard work, and you're selling out merch.
You're
It's
selling out
crazy.
merch over a burnout, getting arrested, being a 19-year-old kid, just living and enjoying life, doing car stunts in a parking lot or wherever they were, getting arrested, $1,000 fine. But you know what? Whether you're poor, middle class, or where he is, $1 million man, dude, who cares? He's living life. We've all been there. So I mean, he's gaining a lot of like followers from this, like, the Deegan bad boy living up to Brian Deegan, his dad. But then you got like fans like, this is bad for the sport, blah, blah, blah. Sponsors. It's like, why? He's a kid. We've all done it.
Bad for the sport. He's a 19-year-old professional motocross racer who's been told his whole life to go fast.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up. If he's doing burnouts in donuts in a parking lot and gets arrested and paid the fine, guess what? He just served the punishment for the crime. End of conversation.
Yeah.
It's not like he got arrested for a DUI, crashing his car and hurting a bunch of people. He did a donut or something in the parking lot, and they wanted to do that. And we're seeing him. People are surprised in the comments. What about the kids who look up to you? Hell yeah, man.
Dude,
hell yeah.
yeah.
He's doing what we all did.
Exactly.
I mean?
Exactly. Let them live. These kids. And he, again, East Coast, he wasn't even racing. Who cares? It was a week off. He's enjoying himself. These riders, even whether you're at the amateur level or just starting out to the professional level, y'all gotta enjoy. Go out to the hills, go do burnouts, have fun, get into a little trouble. Don't get, arrested or something like crazy,
Yeah, when we say get into a little trouble, we mean causing a little mischief and hanging out with your buddies. I'm not talking about go get fucked up and then drive your Lamborghini. That's not what I'm saying.
Exactly. No,
But-
to make that clear,
yeah,
yes.
Yeah, I'm not asking you to go party for 3 days straight and then get arrested. I'm saying like, yeah, dude, if he gets pulled over going 60 in a 45, I think we can let it go. Do you get
Dude,
what I mean?
I do that because it's some of these roads and their speed limits are so stupid. Like it's
Sure, man. But all I'm saying is, man, I hate being this guy that's like, some people just want to hate, but the truth is some people just want to hate on the boy. And it's like, if that brings you joy to be like, look at him, he's a delinquent. Nah, I'm not gonna say that. Never mind. Brother, look at the world we live in. I think he's doing all right, right? There's worse shit going on.
Winning races, just enjoying life, just being a kid. Like you should have some fun in your life, whether it's on the bike or hanging out, like you said, with the boys. Go ride in the hills. We went to Hollister when we weren't racing on weekends or had a break. We were up at Hollister Hills, camping out for 3 to 4 days, just having fun with friends, family. And that's what it was about.
Right.
No cell service, just riding and enjoying life. And I mean, we got into plenty trouble doing stuff.
Life is pure, not a phone in sight. It's the Stone Ages. We're in a cave.
Pretty much. But
life was pure then when we had to hunt and gather to survive. But no, I get what you mean, where it's like, brother, as long as you're having consensual hijinks fun and it's not harming another individual, hey, I don't give a shit,
Yeah,
right? But now it's this. If the merch can pay the fee, everybody's got to shut up, brother.
dude, seriously.
Now, am I going to buy merch that has a 19-year-old kid mugshot on it? No, I have no reason to. But you get what I mean? I don't
Yeah,
have any reason to, but you know who's going to buy that? All the fools his age that are like, this guy's the GOAT. He is
he
truly the
is
greatest.
the sickest
And
dude ever.
and Brian Deegan's looking at his son and going, not only are you doing better than I was, but you're not getting in as much trouble and we can still profit off of this, which
Yeah,
means you're doing exactly what you should be doing.
yeah.
I don't know why I'm holding my hand out like Brian Deegan, like an old noble lord would be caressing the. Listen, child,
You're doing
you
great, Hayden. Keep it up.
him as the general of the militia. I must state that your donuts were exceptional, my boy. He turns
They
into
could
Chris.
have
He's
been
like,
better.
yeah, he turns into Kratos from God of War. He's just like, listen, boy, your donuts were
Mid.
phenomenal. Yeah.
Well, dude,
But that's all I gotta say about it.
there was one picture too of the
Mhm.
mugshot that someone edited the Brian Deegan spikes, his freestyle chest protector spikes. And I
Right.
thought that was actually the best one. But no, yeah, Hayden, keep living it, dude. You're doing fine. Don't worry about all these fucking people, man. Just all these riders, just enjoy life, have fun. But no, yeah, I
Oh,
think
now is the time to show up at the next round in an all orange set of gear
dude,
and
how
with the
funny would
spikes.
that be?
And here's all I'm saying. If the Deegan sold spikes that are just foam, harmless pieces after he wears them, brother, you're selling out again. Brother,
Right.
you're selling out again.
Yep.
And not like you're a sellout, as in, brother, you're making the money, and that's
Exactly.
fun.
Yeah. Having
Uh,
money in this day and age, definitely. But no, yeah, it was great racing in Birmingham. I'm excited for we're going to Seattle. So well, I mean the track looked, I don't know if you saw some of the pictures, but track looked pretty good, a little technical.
mhm.
I'm excited for that and see what the West Coast has in store for us for the night show.
We'll have to see what lies in store.
Who do you got for 250s?
I'm gonna have to go with the small delinquent of Hayden Deegan for this one. I think he's got the experience from being in jail. I think he's got the grit and determination as somebody who's done hard time. I think he's
Absolutely.
definitely the one to beat.
Yeah. My pick is Hayden. I think he's going to win.
Yeah,
450. I think it's going to be Cooper.
450. I could see Cooper Webb taking it.
That's my pick for both of that. But
Wow.
I don't know. We'll see what Cole Davies has in store.
Yeah,
I don't want to leave him in the dirt there. So it's going to be good. It's going to be interesting.
yeah. I think for 250s, I got Hayden Deegan and Cole Davies going at it in terms of just battling back and forth. I'd like to see Juju get in the mix, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
And then 450s, yeah, I think I'm going with Cooper Webb for that one.
Yeah, definitely.
Mhm.
Well,
Yeah.
thank you everybody for tuning in, watching. Leave a like, leave a comment. Feel free to hit that sub button, and we will see you in the next one.